Back on my old steps that will one day be beautiful. And where have you been, Shauna? Oh, I've been trying to get the Troubled Waters review done, which I did. And then I've been trying to get a lot of house renovations done because we might be having company coming at the end of the month. And springtime, so that involves a lot of gardening prep and seed starting and caring for, and it all piles up, and soap wasn't as high on the list as I wanted it to be because you know how I want to open my shop. I think it'll be at the beginning of June. I'm shooting for the first week of June, okay? That's what we're going to shoot for. Not May, but the first week of June is what I'm going to shoot for. Today's soap is inspired by episode 1 of Columbo, Murder by the Book. As I have done for the previous 2 Columbo-themed soap, I'm not going to tell you what specifically until we're cutting the soap, my design inspiration from the episode. The scent we are using today is called Seventh Heaven. I really wish on the bottles it would tell you the notes for how the fragrance could be described, because that's a real weakness of mine, is an ability to describe fragrance oils. I would say a pleasant, gentle, kind of fruity. Fresh and fruity. I can't do much better than that. Then our color today, I'm going to use Firecracker. This is our only additional color. Now, let's go make the soap and see what you think it's going to be inspired by. Well, I'm going to do a voiceover for this because when I was making the soap, I was sort of in a hurry and I didn't have time to be trying to talk. So here we have 3 tubes of soap that I made the day before I made this batch. These are called embeds. They sit within your soap and you put your fresh soap batter around this soap and you'll have a picture in the end maybe, depending on what you're going for. And even though I made 3 tubes, I'm only using 2 of these. The third one I had trouble with anyway. This soap actually accelerated way more than I expected when I was making this, which made it really difficult. And now we're going to go ahead and make our batter for the rest of the soap. There is nothing really special to say about additional ingredients. This is a pretty basic recipe. And here goes our Firecracker mica powder. So this is not a coffee lye water soap. There's no sugar in it. I should have put sugar in it. There's no salt in it. It's just my basic soap recipe. And if I didn't feel rushed, maybe I would have added some special ingredients. Maybe sugar at the very least. Put a little sugar in there. Especially for what the soap is inspired by. I think sugar belonged in it, but it didn't happen this time. Maybe next time. And then I take one of these cylinders of soap that I made, and I'm going to put it off center, but not touching the edge of the soap mold, because I want it to be completely covered by the Firecracker soap batter. Then on top of that, we are going to pour another layer of our thin soap batter. It's behaving really nicely. This fragrance oil, I remember it from the past. Seventh Heaven is a lovely fragrance oil. Now our next embed is going to go on the other side, not on top of the one we just put in. And I'm being very delicate about the situation, and I don't really need to be that careful, but I was. It's not very often that I put like a whole lot of effort into my design, because I really do prefer swirls, like just pouring in batter into the other batter and swirling it. And I prefer just a plain bar. But I figured, I'll try to put a picture in here. It's not really a picture, but a design of some sort. And this last one I'm putting in the middle, which after I cut the soap, I kind of wish I had put it off center and not in the middle, but it's okay. And the rest of the soap well, not the rest, as much soap batter as can fit in the soap mold. I'm going to top it off here. And then with the rest of that soap batter, I am going to throw in soap shreds from when I trim the edges of my soaps, and then this little bit of extra soap that I cut off the pieces that I just put in. Looks like I'm cutting up a banana, but that's soap. Mix that all together, pour it into my little 1 pound mold, and this soap's just going to be for me. I'm not selling this. I need soap too. Clean up the edges, because we like clean edges. And then with our main soap, I tried to swirl the top, but it was still pretty thin. And I was like, should I wait? And then I thought, no, let's keep it as a flat top. I'll just swirl out the appearance of the soap being poured. I'll just put a little swirl in there. It's not going to show up, but I just did it anyway. And that is the soap making portion of our Murder by the Book soap. Let's see what this turns out to be. This is how I decide if it's ready. If I press on it and nothing happens, it's ready. No dents. Beautiful. Not as red as I wanted, but that's okay. Looks a little bit more peach, doesn't it? Not quite red. Well, that's no big deal. I'm not a super stickler for perfection, I guess. I want to do it well, but I don't require myself to do it perfect. Okay, let's cut off our edges. We can see our 3 polka dots. Oh, beautiful. Well, instead of red, our Lily Lysanka is wearing pink. I always was amused by Miss Lysanka's dress because she's on this very nice date with, to her, a very high-profile author, and her dress is like extremely modest, which is nice, but then it's red with white polka dots, which is kind of funny. And then on top of that, it's got this huge slit up the leg, so you can really show off the legs. It's just kind of a funny but sweet outfit, I guess. Oh man. Why? There's no lesson on not needing it to be perfect. Now that cut's not going to be perfect. My string broke. I'm going to have to stop the video for a second. Well, we'll see how this bar is going to look now after all that. Guess I need to tighten it some more. Well, it got a little bit of damage on it. What can you do? Needs to be a little bit tighter still. Man, my first string lasted forever. That one that I added, I don't know, 4 batches of soap ago, it broke. What the? Why? What in the world? It broke on the other end. I don't have enough strings to be messing around with this all day. This isn't even a hard batch. I mean, like, you know, it's regular It's putting lines in my soap. What a situation this turned into. And then for a bonus, this was the extra soap with some soap shreds. This is just going to be mine. So I'm going to cut this a little bit differently. I might just cut it in half and make it one nice big bar. What do you think? All right. Confetti, as they call it. 2 big, nice big bars of soap. Well, I was going for more of a red, but as we know, if there's too much color in a soap, that might be very likely to bleed that color wherever you're setting the soap. So if I added a lot of mica powder to this to try to make it red, you'd have kind of reddish bubbles, and wherever you set that soap, it's going to turn red. And if you ever used a light colored washcloth with it, it would stain it. I'm pretty sure it would stain. So we don't want that. Overall, I am happy with the soap. I wasn't going for pink and white, but I knew it wouldn't be totally red because of what I just said. I don't really have a whole lot to say. I'm just gonna move on, I think, with my day. I have a lot that I want to accomplish today, and this was one of the things, so at least we got that much done. I will see you for the next soap. Hopefully it doesn't take me another 2 months to make a batch. And I'll also see you when we open my shop, right?